the last school trip. The excitement buzzed through the bus as students chattered about the overnight trip to the historical Mayfield Manor. The place was rumored to be haunted, which only made it more thrilling. The teachers, Mrs. Lee and Mr. Anders, rolled their eyes at the ghost stories, brushing them off as silly. When they arrived, the sky had turned a muted gray, casting eerie shadows over the old, creaky mansion. They were met by an old caretaker, Mr. Grayson, who had a permanent frown etched on his face. "Stay out of the East Wing," he muttered, eyes narrowing as he scanned the students. "And don't wander off. It's easy to get lost here." Of course, this warning only excited the students more. Everyone was whispering about ghost sightings and secrets hidden in the manor. But for two students, Sarah and Ben, curiosity got the better of them. As the tour was wrapping up, they slipped away from the group and ventured down a narrow hallway that seemed to lead to the forbidden East Wing. The hallway was dimly lit, and the air grew colder as they walked. The wood beneath their feet creaked louder, and strange shadows danced on the walls, following them as if alive. "Sarah, maybe we should head back," Ben whispered, feeling a chill run down his spine. But Sarah pressed on, saying, "Don't be such a baby. There's probably some cool stuff down here." They rounded a corner and found a locked door. Sarah pulled a hairpin from her pocket, determined to pick the lock. With a little click, it swung open, revealing a dusty room filled with strange, antique furniture. The room felt stale, like it hadn't been touched in years. A mirror on the wall caught Ben's attention. Its glass seemed murky, almost like something was moving inside. As they stepped inside, the door creaked shut behind them. Suddenly, they heard a faint whisper echo around the room. ... help ... me. The voice was soft, pleading, as if trapped in a loop. Ben's hand shot to the doorknob, but it wouldn't budge. The voice grew louder, filling the room with a chilling presence. "Who's there?" Sarah called out, trying to mask her fear. In response, the mirror darkened, and a face appeared, pale and gaunt, with hollow, sunken eyes. It was a young girl, staring at them with an expression of pure despair. "They wouldn't let me leave. They trapped me here." The lights flickered, and when they steadied, the room was no longer empty. Rows of desks, old and dusty, filled the room. It looked like a forgotten classroom, frozen in time. Shadows began to gather at each desk, taking the faint forms of children. Their heads were bowed, and their faces hidden. "We were lost," the girl's voice echoed again, "and now so are you." Sarah and Ben began to panic, pounding on the door. The ghostly children's heads slowly lifted, their hollow eyes staring through them. They began to chant softly, the sound building to a deafening crescendo. Mrs. Lee and Mr. Anders, noticing their absence, called out for them, eventually leading the rest of the group back to the bus. The teachers assumed Sarah and Ben had gotten separated and would turn up soon. But as the students settled in, they noticed something strange. Two new students sat at the back, eyes downcast, blending seamlessly with the crowd. As the bus pulled away, no one realized that Sarah and Ben had been replaced by two of the manor's lost souls. And in the distance, the face of the caretaker, Mr. Grayson, watched from the manor's window, a sinister smile twisting his features. "Welcome," he whispered to the manor, "to your new eternal home.